Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
All right, let's head on over for another check of that forecast.
Yeah, we're starting a new month, but taking a look at how July panned out, right, Alana?
Well, we can't start a new month without looking at July, but we're talking about storms and monsoon to kick off August. But look at how hot and dry July was. This is for Salt Lake City, above average for that daily temperature, and precipitation, boy, that's meager. We typically get close to ½ an inch. Wasn't the case. We had triple-digit days. It was hot, but things started to change. This was overnight, just as after midnight, actually. Hunter Wolf catching this in Washington County. We had those nocturnal storms bring in several warnings and drop precipitation in the southwest corner of the state. And this afternoon and evening, it's been about northern Utah. 8/10 at Bryan Head, more than ½ an inch at Logan Summit, Hurricane, Moab, Tooele, all getting measurable moisture. And we also saw that in places like Cedar City, Bryce, even Holiday. Now these numbers are going to go up because the storms coming through, they have heavy rain out there. Colonial Flag Tower camera conditions changing. It's 88 degrees, and look at that nasty storm that is building. This is towards Salt Lake International, and this is going to move towards Bountiful, and that is going to be a strong storm with a lot of wind and some heavy rain. Let's look at the storm tracker radar because you can see where our storms are focused. It's more of a central and northern Utah evening. Here we look at central Utah towards Richfield and Delta. Northeastern Utah in Duchesne, we have a flash flood warning in effect. Also south of the basin, the Uinta is getting some moisture, but this is what's really interesting. Line of storms here. We get strong thunderstorms moving over the mountains, prompting a flash flood warning near Alta, walloping Park City. Now the outflow boundaries from these storms actually now triggering storms closer to the valleys, which is why Davis County, you can see towards Farmington and Layton, definitely tapping into some heavier precipitation there. Look at that cell. Bountiful, going to get hit hard, but this is what's building near the airport. It does not look friendly. On top of heavy rain and gusty winds, a lot of lightning embedded in there, especially towards Davis County and over the mountains. You've got to keep your eyes to the skies. Now, the warnings that are currently in effect, that includes Alta, the town of, until 7:15. You can see moisture still in the area. It does not have to be raining in order for a flash flood to occur. Remember that. We also have a flash flood warning in Duchesne County. This is near Indian Canyon, milepost 278, and there have been reports of flooded roads in those areas. So if you're traveling through or live in that area, you've got to be careful, and you know the storms can be unforgiving, especially in low-lying areas. 90s, we've dropped into the 80s in Salt Lake with those storms brewing, and now active skies are here. 80s and 90s on the eastern side of the state, 70s in Cedar City. Getting through tonight, scattered thunderstorms are expected. So if you have outdoor plans, I know there's a Bees game, I know people want to be out and about. You've got to be careful because these storms are going to be more widespread, getting cooler, heading into the 70s by ABC4 News at 10. This is all part of a monsoon moisture surge, the positioning of that high pressure allowing us to drag subtropical moisture into the Beehive state. That means flash flood potential and thunderstorms. That's exactly what we're seeing today. More widespread activity today than what we saw yesterday, but not for the south. Futurecast takes us through the next little while here. Here's 7 p.m. Active in the West Desert, Salt Lake County, still dealing with storms. The Uintas and Duchesne County also dealing with that activity. We are going to see these strong storms holding steady. This is ahead of an approaching disturbance, which is actually going to cool us a little bit as we head into tomorrow. Even overnight, we get isolated storm potential, so nocturnal storms again on the docket. For our Wednesday, by 11 a.m., we've got cloud cover, but there we go. That disturbance comes on through, and we see this line of storms by 5 p.m. Model wants to bring that into the West Desert and portions of the Wasatch Front for tomorrow evening, so we get another repeat performance with widespread storm activity. Okay, this is the monsoon, and July wasn't like this. Here we go, August. Probable flash flooding in the south, but we're even seeing it in the north. Temperatures tomorrow drop. We've got cloud cover, more moisture, and the 80s are expected with storms throughout the state. Notice those 80s and 90s in eastern Utah. We'll get to 94 in St. George, but they're going to stay cooler for another day, maybe topping out at 96. Slight chance on Thursday, but notice as we eliminate the moisture, warmer air takes over and the temperatures really start to climb. Those triple digits return, just not quite as high as we were seeing. How about some 80s and low 90s? Doesn't that sound like a walk in the park? Well, we get that because of the pattern, and that's going to be the case for the next 7 days. Now, we'll stay below average, but the threat of storms out there tonight into tomorrow, and then that slight chance as we head into Thursday. So a lot going on in the weather world.
Oh, yes, there is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Alana.